He's faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, and able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. But just how much science fact is there behind this comic book superstar? How could any being, even one from another planet, fly, bend steel with his bare hands, and possess X-ray vision, all without smashing the unbreakable laws of physics? The Man of Steel's superpowers are put to the ultimate test of strength when we reveal the secrets behind the science of Superman.
So with the super hearing, does he hear each sound by itself or everything all at once?
Both.
He's certainly a lot taller than I thought.
6'4".
I love that he can see through anything. I'd have fun with that.
Anything but lead.
I bet he's...
225 pounds, faster than a speeding bullet, draws his power from the sun, invulnerable to anything but kryptonite, and he never lies.
Kryptonite.
Radioactive pieces of his homeworld.
Lois, how tall would you say Clark is?
6'4".
About 215 pounds?
From Hollywood blockbusters to comic books and television shows, Superman, the world's first comic book superhero, hasn't been shy about showing off his amazing abilities. But believe it or not, the Man of Steel has also been responsible for exposing millions of fans to a surprising number of scientific principles, like gravity, the power of X-rays, acoustics, speed, ballistics, and the dangers of radiation, to name just a few. But to really understand the science behind Superman, it's best to go back to the beginning. All the way back to the planet Krypton. According to the comics, Superman's home planet was massive, much larger than Earth. Born Kal-El, Superman was the son of a brilliant scientist who had made a shocking discovery: that Krypton's dense core was unstable and about to explode.
Much as I dread uttering these fateful words, I have come to the conclusion that Krypton is about to be destroyed.
Here he is, Jor-El.
You have him well wrapped?
Yes. Oh, he's so good. Not even a whimper.
The story of Superman's origins has been told and retold numerous times. But it took a former college physics student turned comic book writer named Mark Waid to inject some super science into the story for his 2005 graphic novel, Superman: Birthright.
If there's something super dense about the core, it makes the core of the planet naturally very unstable and highly radioactive, because the denser a material is, the higher it falls in the periodic table.
Now imagine a planet that's got a core packed with dense elements like uranium or plutonium. And you've got the formula for a massive explosion. And that's just what happened. Seconds after Superman's father and mother sent their only son into space, some 3 million light years away toward Earth. But why Earth? Simple. Here, Kal-El would be the strongest kid on the block, possessing powers he didn't have back on Krypton. On Earth, he would be a Superman. How? Well, during the character's early comic book days, the explanation for those superpowers could be summed up in a single word: gravity.
They gave Superman a scientific explanation for his powers. He was born on Krypton, where the gravity was greater, and therefore, you know, he grew up being stronger.
But how does gravity affect strength, speed, and the ability to leap tall buildings in a single bound? Think for a minute about our moon. Because it's smaller than Earth, the moon's gravity is just 1/6 that of our own planet. And less gravity means a change in a person's relative weight. For example, a human being's weight on the moon is much less than on Earth. That's why astronauts can leap moon rocks in a single bound.
There we go. You have someone who weighs, say, 200 pounds on Earth, and put them on the moon, which has 1/6 Earth gravity. They would weigh 1/6 of 200 pounds.
Because Superman came from a planet with a far greater gravitational pull than that of Earth, it stands to reason that, for him, leaping tall buildings would be like a game of hopscotch.
If you want to compare the gravity of Krypton to the gravity of Earth, you know, to make Superman do some reasonable things, you're looking at roughly 1,000 times the gravity of Earth.
A gravity 1,000 times that of Earth would mean that if Superman weighed 200 pounds here, he would weigh 200,000 pounds on Krypton.
If Superman landed on Jupiter or any other planet where the gravity is a lot heavier, instead of being like the most powerful being on the planet, he might have been the last one picked for dodgeball.
Superman!
But the difference between Krypton's gravity and that of our Earth presents Superman with another scientific dilemma. When he assumes his secret identity as newspaper reporter Clark Kent, Superman seems to have no problem walking around Earth at a normal pace, which directly challenges the laws of gravity.
One of the greatest surprises is Superman's apparent mastery of 1g, Earth's gravitational acceleration at the surface. When we think about our astronauts walking on the moon, they're bouncing around, they look like they're in slow motion. That's how Superman should appear on planet Earth.
Now, crush this with your hand.
Another scientific mystery is why Superman's muscles don't weaken over time, like those of astronauts who spend long periods in zero gravity.
How's that?
Could it be because he's from a planet with so much more gravity that his muscles have evolved to be much stronger than ours?
You live on a world with a certain amount of gravity. You need a certain amount of force to stand up, to lift things, to jump. He would have a much greater weight there. He would come here. He'd be able to lift much heavier objects. And again, it goes roughly with gravity, so it'd be about 1,000 times stronger.
Superman's arrival on Earth as a child may also have made it easier for him to adapt his powerful muscles to our planet's lesser gravity, and allowed him to slowly flex those muscles over time.
As he grows up, he starts to discover, wow, I can jump really, really high. Oh, wait a minute. If I choose, I don't ever need to touch the Earth. I can actually defy gravity.
But it did take Superman some time to master what many consider his greatest superpower.